Hello, I'm George Dean, and welcome to the final, yes, you heard that right, final episode in this special KBB Review podcast mini-series, which is all about meeting our Rising Star finalists ahead of the KBB Review Awards 2026. Every month, in the run-up to the awards, I'm personally inviting you to meet all 8 of our finalists for the Rising Star category. I also can't believe that's come around so fast now that the awards are just a couple of weeks away. Where's that gone? And this month, we're treating you to not 1, but 2 Rising Star reveals, and this time it's the turn of Laila Kamiabi, the business manager at House of Design. And for those of you keeping score at home, that makes her our 8th Rising Star of the year. This year's final finalist, if such a thing exists, is an interesting one because she's training to one day take the reins of the business from her father. So not only is she a rising star of the industry as a whole, but she's also got a lot of future responsibility on her shoulders as well. So her outlook on her career so far, not to mention where she's going, is really what this category is all about. Young people in this industry with a bright future. But just before I speak to Laila, I'd like to, as always, extend a massive thank you to our Rising Star sponsor, Blum, who we've teamed up with once again to help introduce you to all 8 of this year's Rising Stars. As you've probably heard me say time and time again on this podcast, the future of this whole industry relies on a steady stream of fresh talent. So of course we're delighted to be working with Blum for another year to find out a bit more about the up and coming leading names in this industry. And it's also worth saying that with the awards right around the corner, if you've not booked your seats to go yet, you really are in the last days now. We've still got a few seats left to go at the industry's biggest event of the year, but you'll have to really get a move on if you want to be there on the night. And if you want to refresh your memory ahead of the big night, remember you can go back and listen to the other 7 episodes of this podcast mini-series to meet the whole year's constellation of Rising Stars before one of them is crowned as this year's Rising Star winner. Alright, well that's enough from me. Let's get right into it and meet our 8th and final Rising Star this year, Laila Kamiabi. Okay, and it's really good to speak to you today, Laila Kamiabi. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad myself, not too bad. We're delighted to introduce you as our final Rising Star for the year. So thank you so much for accepting the nomination.
Thanks.
So one of the things I like to do sort of with all of the Rising Stars is just to basically ask how you came to enter the industry in the first place.
So it's a family-run business. So I've been in and out of it for a little while.
Right, okay.
Initially, I was doing Airbnbs. So that gave me a good grounding in property and understanding what people respond to. And then I went back to hospitality, developing people skills, organisation and day-to-day running service.
So it's already, you had like a business background already, basically?
Yeah. So I came back in about August.
And you're the business manager of House of Design, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So what does sort of an average day look like to you?
So it's quite different day to day. A lot of it is now on the admin side, make sure orders are on track. And then a lot of marketing as well, checking social media, seeing what's doing well, making content and checking the leads coming in.
Yeah, because one of the things that I found really interesting from your entry was it says you've basically taken over all of the social media for House of Design. Is that true?
Yeah, got it all up and running again, consistently.
So did it sort of exist before, but people had sort of stopped using it? Because I know it can be obviously a really, really busy job, can't it? So it would make sense if it's not someone's role like yours that maybe the showroom wouldn't really be as focused on running it. So have you come in and basically revitalised it?
Yeah, we've also started making other content. We've got a YouTube channel going now, which is less about advertising the business and more about the whole kitchen industry side.
Right, okay. That's interesting because most showrooms would just be focused on sort of advertising themselves to like the local area. So what do you cover on that?
It's mostly just what's special about German kitchens. And so we went to Germany earlier this year. So that's what our last video was about.
Oh, I see. So you're not really trying to advertise the business. You're trying to exemplify the appeal of the German kitchen itself.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, okay. So is that what House of Design specialises in?
Yeah, so it's all German kitchens.
Oh, okay. That makes much more sense now. With a name like House of Design spelt like that, I get what you mean now.
Yeah.
So one of the things that really interested me about your entry is that it said that you're basically coming in with a view to one day take over the business. So that's a lot of responsibility, obviously. But could you tell me a little bit more about that and some of the things that you're doing to prepare for that?
Yeah, it is a big responsibility.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So one of the main things I'm doing is I'm starting a chartered management degree apprenticeship. So that's going to help build a proper foundation for leadership, strategy, finance, and how to run a business well I'm also learning every role in the company, just to make sure I know how everything works day to day from start to finish.
So when you say every role, is that admin and sales and design and the whole, basically everything you would have to know?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, okay, wow. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it can be. But it is good, and I do enjoy learning how to do it all.
So where do you sort of start with trying to learn everyone else's job? Because that's, like I said, that's a lot of work. But do you essentially just spend a lot of time like with the salespeople or with designers or with maybe like the showroom manager, just essentially learning what it is that they do?
Yeah, because it is a small company. It's a lot easier to go off other people and learn how they do things and see what I can do in my own way.
So when you say it's a small company, how many people are there?
I think there's about 5 to 10 of us.
Okay, yeah, so I see what you mean, but that's still learning all those people's responsibilities and how they work, and that's still a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, everything's kind of shared out between everyone at the moment.
That sounds like an incredibly wide-ranging set of responsibilities that you've got personally, because it sounds like you could be coming in and doing anything at any time.
Yeah, it varies day to day. Most days it's admin side, so checking orders, making sure everything's on track, flagging issues if there is any. And then a lot of time goes into marketing side and advertising as well, making sure everything's consistent. And then visiting customer sites and seeing how the jobs are progressing and speaking to installers or clients.
So you're almost like a project manager and a marketing executive and an admin assistant sort of all rolled into one, aren't you?
Yeah, I think the next step will be learning design.
Yeah, because that was my next question is obviously it sounds really tricky already balancing sort of that degree in chartered management with everything you're doing as well. So is design really what's next for you then?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the main one that I haven't dug into yet.
Yeah, and I suppose all the other stuff is important, but the design work is the bread and butter of any showroom, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to learning how to do all that.
Which is sort of incredible because it already sounds like you've got a load of responsibilities, but now you're adding on a whole other dimension to your work, aren't you? What sort of responsibilities come next after that? Because it sounds like you've already got quite a lot of skills going for you. So what's the next step after that?
I think it'll be moving on to jobs from start to finish.
So like whole project management almost?
Yeah, I'd say so. Just from sales all the way through. I'd say it's better for customer service as well, so...
Because I was going to ask, do you have sort of much interaction with clients at the moment?
Mostly on the admin side and making sure like everything's going well and making sure that everyone's happy.
Right, okay. So again, it's a lot of management and a lot of spinning plates from the sounds of things. So one of the things I was really interested in is that when your entry came in, it says that you've grown a lot since starting at House of Design. So I was just wondering if you could maybe sort of explain some of the ways you've seen yourself develop so far.
I think I've grown a lot since starting. I was quite shy and introverted. I think it's definitely grown my confidence a lot. I think with doing the YouTube channel and stuff as well, it's definitely very different filming in public.
I was really putting yourself out there, basically.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really interesting idea because, like I said, everyone is sort of scrambling to try and figure out how advertising works in this day and age when everyone has an Instagram account and a Facebook and a LinkedIn and everyone's marketing their own business. So everyone sort of all gets lost in the sea of noise. But it's interesting. I haven't really heard of that approach that you guys have discussed, but actually it sounds quite innovative. So was that your idea to bring that in, the YouTube channel?
Yeah, it was between me and my dad, whose company it is. So I think it's working quite well. It's at least getting our name out there separately from the business side. Yeah,
and like I said, it's really original. So, kudos to you guys for having an original idea and running with that. But where you've just touched on there about it being a family business, obviously you must have known a lot about House of Design before you officially worked there, with it being a family business of yours. But is it different now you're actually working there to what you thought it was?
Yeah, it's definitely different from what I thought it was. When I first started, there was a lot of other people working there, so I couldn't do stuff like as my own. But now there's less people, so it's definitely given me more opportunity to work my way through it all and work my way through the business.
Well, that all sounds really interesting, and thank you so much for talking to me today, Laila, and we're really excited to have you as our 8th and final rising star. So I really look forward to seeing you on the night and seeing if you take home the trophy.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
It's been great to speak with you.
Yeah, you too.